It would be a normal stream without Warrior saying uwu. That is actually a true statement. Gotta get those uwus from Warrior. Also, it's super windy out today, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. I need a haircut. I need multiple hairs cut. Well, we got 6, so that's about our normal number of people. So we'll go ahead and switch over. Woohoo! We're dealing with 16th notes today, everybody, as promised. So, just as we're going to have a brief reminder of just kind of how things work. Man, this light's really bright today. So we have our quarter note. Let me make sure that this is muted because I'm going to be clicking like it. We got our quarter note, which is our basis of kind of our singular one for our math. We have our eighth notes, which are our halves, and then we get into our 16th notes, which are kind of our fourth when we're supposed to have weather today through Saturday. Well, that's exciting. So when we're bringing it down, I'm going to use 1, so we're going to ignore the time signature for the time being as we're breaking this down. But we have 1. This would be 1 and. Then we have 1 E and. That's not an and. And So as we're breaking things down, 1 and 1 E and 1 E and 1 E and. So when we're breaking down 16th notes, you have 1 E and, if I can type, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So as it's breaking down everything, they're always going to appear in the order that you see them here. The first 16th note is always going to be the number. So I'm going to change this right there. It's always going to be the number of whatever beat it is, followed by the E, the and then the And the reason for that is when we turn these into eighth notes, notice that this E is pointing into the first eighth note, and then the second E, the is pointing into the and. 2 16th notes equals 1 eighth note. Right, so if we were to do some simple math. Oop, not what I wanted. That creates a complete beat structure, as we can see by doing that. It adds them all up. We're going to put this back just so that way people back home don't freak out. So when they come in, they're like, "You did what?" There we go. Yes, and E. Well, Warrior, I tell you what. It's whack, and then you practice it and you get used to it. At my high school, what we did is your entire freshman year, we just had an entire rhythm sheet. Those of you who had the rhythm sheet last year, that's the exact rhythm sheet I had in high school. That was our winter midterm and also part of our final. So, it is what it is. You're whack, Warrior. Why does measure 1 go 1 1? I'm just showing how it breaks down. So like this is 1 and this would become number E and Yeah. I'm just showing how it breaks down. So we ignore the time signature in that first measure. That's all. It's just here. We'll make it. There you go. We'll change it to numbers. So the number of the beat, and number of the beat, E and Does that make it a little simpler for you, Warrior? In theory, the answer is yes. He still doesn't like numbers. But In theory, that should make it easier. So when we're sure, I like how you're putting spaces between every single thing. That really helps. So when we're looking at 16th notes over in this measure right here, this is kind of the basic this is kind of the basic groupings that we're going to run into. All I've done is we're just slowly shifting the 8th note further through the groupings, right? So right here we have, I'm just going to stick with the number E and number E, number and number And so as we're working through these beat groupings, 1 E and, the 8th note has the inside of it. The number E, so 1 E, the and is in that 8th note, is the remaining one that's left over. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. Look how beautiful we are. The next one that we have here, we have the number 1. The E is included in this 8th note, and because those are the 2 16th notes left over. Then we have 1. The E and the and are included because of that dot on the 16th note, and that leaves us with the left over. These 4 rhythms right here, the beat followed by E and, beat, E beat, and beat, and then you know, I'm surprised that's not like the state song at this point. I don't know what the state song is, but when the wind goes right behind the rain. Yes. So these are the 4 basic groupings. There's the inverse of this last one here. It's popular. This is the popular version. There's the inverse where we have the dotted 8th over here, and that's just 1E, 1E. So the most important thing when we're dealing with 16th notes is just keeping track of where the 16th note falls. That's just the main issue that we have. So 1E and a 2 and 3E and a 4 and 1E and a 2 and 3E and a 4 and I'm sure we do have a state song. I can look it up real quick. AZ state song. What is our state song? The Arizona March Show. The Arizona March song. Let's find this. Hold on a second. While I go pull it up, because this is just a screen share. Let me go find it. Arizona March song. I'm intrigued. Arizona State Anthem. Okay. All right, we're going to listen to this together because I am intrigued. We're going to ditch out on 16th notes. Move chat. I need to unmute my desktop real quick. There's lyrics to it and everything. Everybody, there are lyrics. All right, let's unmute that. All right, here we go. Let's listen. Oh, I've heard this before. The songs that will now be sung, where the golden sun is flaming in the warm white shining day, and sons of man are blazing their priceless right away. Sing the song that's in your hearts,
and the grandeur for the royal rose of sheen. We hail you, Arizona, our goddess and our queen.
Okay, this is like so Arizona though. There's the Oklahoma State song. Music is lovely. Alright, we're gonna go listen to the Oklahoma one now. Oh, yours is shorter. What's up with this? Oh, we're not listening to an ad. I'm not giving them this. Okay. We're gonna wait. Here we go. Yours is much shorter. It's like half the distance.
Brand new state.
Brand new state, gonna treat you great. Gonna give you barley, carrots, and potatoes. Pasture
I don't
for
think
the
this is
cattle,
right.
spinach and
I don't think that's right. Oklahoma State song. Oh my gosh, is it really? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my gosh, this is the legit. This is the state song. They did make it the state song. Oh no.
Brand new state.
Oh my god.
brand new state, gonna treat you great.
Y'all are a meme.
Gonna give you barley,
It is from the
carrots,
musical.
and potatoes. Pasture for the
Oh my
cattle,
gosh.
spinach and tomatoes.
Flowers on the prairie where the
You realize they're
June bugs
spelled wrong on purpose,
Plenty
right,
of
Warrior?
air and plenty of room. Plenty of room to swing a rope.
Plenty of heart
Our state
and
song's older
plenty
than.
of hope.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain.
Oh yeah. There's an Oklahoma musical.
Oklahoma,
It's a pretty bad musical though. It's yeah, there's like they convince someone who's mentally incapable to kill himself because it'd be best for the town. It's terrible. Yeah, yippee away. Oh, they say you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, okay. What is it even about? Okay, so there is this guy in the musical Oklahoma. There's this guy in the musical where he like runs away, like he did something in his old town, and he comes to this small town in the state of Oklahoma, and they're kind of like, hey, don't worry, we'll take you in. And he starts to fall in love with this other lady who kind of like lives in the town. If you ever seen The Music Man, kind of like Marion the Librarian, same idea. So while they're there, there's this gentleman who's kind of like the town outcast. Why is he the town outcast, you may ask? He looks at pornographic images. That's why. In most adaptations of the musical, he's also like mentally not all there and is often played by an African American. So take what you can about Americana from that much. And so then over the course of the musical, he falls in love with the same little female type. But the town doesn't like that. So this new guy, the new guy who's like moved in, yes, horny is sin. So the new guy moves in, befriends this other dude who likes a chick, and convinces him that the best thing he can do for the town is kill himself. And the entire town then like cheers on this guy as a hero because he convinced the mentally unstable guy to kill himself when he wasn't really mentally unstable. He just liked porn, and the entire city was like, nah, we can't have that at all. And then the entire musical closed out with Oklahoma, because everything is going to be fine. Lol, JK, here comes the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression. And it's considered a staple of Americana. What a wild ride. But for real, like, that's what that one's about. Yeah, so whenever people are like, I love the musical Oklahoma, I'm like, do you? There's also a musical called Carousel, where it has to do kind of with a similar thing. Or basically, the rich white guy shoots the poor white guy, and they blame it on an African American guy, and so the entire musical is about him living with the guilt. And then when they find out that the rich white guy shot the poor white guy instead of the African American person, the poor girl starts crying because the love of her life is a criminal, and what shall I do? These are the songs of the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, children. What could she do? I know. She just sits there. What could she do? Shoot him back. You killed the man I loved, but now I'm in love with you because you're rich. Shoot him back. I mean, you could shoot him back. All right, getting us back slightly on track. So we got 16th note rhythms. We gotta get these measures. Staff size. We're gonna make these bigger, just so that way there's space. All right. So when we're looking at it, remember that the first thing we always have is the beat. And 2 and 3 E and 4 and. So when we're looking at this one, notice that this one starts on and because I just know the rhythm. But when we're looking at it, the eighth note, the rules that apply to eighth notes are the same. 1, the next thing that happens after an eighth note is an and. Just like with 16th notes. If you can't remember the order of them of number E and A, when you have an eighth note here, the rules of the naming or the counting when we're dealing with it, just like with eighth notes, applies. 1 and. Now we have a 16th note left over, so that just leaves us whatever 16th mnemonic is left. 1 and a, 2 and, 3 E and a, 4 and. Mr. Glenn didn't put a space in here somewhere. This is bugging me. Sorry, it's bugging me. This bugs me. No, yeah. What is wrong with you people? The space was right there. Haha. Sorry. Format. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so we move on to our next measure here. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and I threw a trap in there. My science teacher had us breeding dragons. Breeding dragons? What? Can you breed me a Hungarian halfback? I think that's what it is from Harry Potter. So we have 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 and. 1 T ta, 2 T, 3 ta T ta, 4 T. Oh my gosh. I understand it, warrior. This just helps us keep track of which ta we're talking about, though. 3 ta T ta. If I don't see the T coming afterwards and you just sat there and went 3 ta T ta, I'm going to use warrior's logic against him in this empty measure. So if I saw 3, oh, that's not what I wanted. Three ta. I could do that. If I just have it, oh no, don't play, stupid spacebar. I could interpret that rhythm as 3-ta, ti-ta, if I don't see it. What's a ti-ta? Yeah, this is what a ti-ta is. See, Warrior, it's confusing to children. I understand the system, but I just didn't grow up with it, so it's not the one that's ingrained in my head. This is the one that's ingrained in my head. So we have the 1 and a 2 and 3E and a 4 and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and a. T-ta, we wrote it done. Here we have 1E, because the and is included in this 8th note. 2E and 3 and 4. So things like this first measure here, number 6, and this measure here, number 7, these are common measures that you would see in performance music. Some of them have popped up in some of the stuff that we've already had. This rhythm right here, the 1E, 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 1 ta ta 1 ta ta 1 ta ta 1 ta ta. That's disgusting, Warrior. This is also called the tiger rhythm because it's got stripes on either side. I don't know why. Some elementary teacher probably was like, "It looks like a tiger," and a whole bunch of children went, "Yay!" And now we're stuck with it. 1E, 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 1E. They often look deceptive in music because this 8th note here looks more centered than it is. I have it set to where I want it to kind of shove closer to the previous beat, so that way it doesn't space things out evenly. But sometimes in music, this 8th note will kind of look like it's hanging out in the middle, and so that kind of confuses people if it's an E versus an and. If you're ever confused, just remember 1E and is the order. 1. The next thing that has to come in order after that is an E, because in the order 16th notes, number E and a. This is an 8th note, so it's worth 2 16th notes. That means the and is included in it, leaving over the Then we get to our last little measure here. 1 and I caught my no, children. And 2 and 3E and 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3E and a 4. This is a common like warm up rhythm right here. Da 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 da. So that's kind of what that looks like. So when we put those 4 measures together, we have 1 and a 2 and 3E and a 4 and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and a 1E, a 2E and a 3 and 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3E and a 4. And I know I'm moving much faster than some of you may be able to like process that. But with 16th notes, remember that when you get to rhythms like this over here, these 1 and a 2 and a 3E and 2E ands, the 8th note becomes long. So often what happens is when people are performing and are counting this, they'll get to a measure like this, and we'll get 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and they'll just kind of rush through it, keep it nice and even. If this is our 8th note, 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and a 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and a 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and a. So don't rush through it. When you're dealing with 16th notes, these 8th notes and quarter notes feel like an eternity when you're dealing with them, right? So, for practice purposes, we're going to leave this blank. So, we have 1. Who hates their life? I do, because I forgot to hit lyrics. So, we have 1 and 2, E and 3 and 4. Me. Who hates their life? Me. Got it. You shouldn't hate your life. You have a decent life. Unless you're abused at home. Then you need to tell someone. Look at Warrior. What's a life? Life is the thing that we all have going on. Do I like meatloaf? I think my wife is planning dinner right now. But I just scored $4 off. Thanks, Grubhub. Sorry, distractions. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Over here we have lyrics. Not this teacher. What the heck? Oh, speaking of which, I looked at the Discord Warrior. So yesterday I joined a Zoom call with a couple district people, and the district has paid for Zoom accounts where you can, as the host, unmute and turn people's cameras on. So I literally sat there. I was in the music district meeting, which we're going to talk about in a second here. And then I had it set to join automatically when the time came up. Just so that way I was on time for my meeting. And I heard him say through my headphones, "Oh, his camera's not on. Hold on, I'll turn that on." And I was like, whoa. Slow down there. Want it for dinner? Sure. I'm having meatloaf for dinner, everybody. So, our second measure 12 here. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4. Yes, Darlene? I'll be right back.
Just for a small moment.
Okay. Hold on. Yes. Hold on 1 second. Gotta go do something. To answer Matthew's question, I don't know why you'd be doing that on a Zoom call. I don't know why you'd be doing that. Someone was driving yesterday on our Zoom call, and it made me very uncomfortable. Wait, what was happening? Oh, so to get Paloma caught up real quick. So I was on a Zoom call yesterday, and I had to set the settings to where my video and audio wouldn't join automatically, because I was finishing up a different district meeting. And so then, just so that way I wouldn't be late and I could still hear what was going on while I was finishing up our district music meeting, I heard them say, "Oh, hey, his camera's not on. Hold on, I'll turn it on for him." And then I did some research, and that's a paid feature you can have, to where if you host certain meetings, you as the host can turn people's cameras on and off at your own will. Why? I don't know why. Well, for legal purposes, we had to have our faces there. They had to take a picture to show that we all attended. But, like, yeah, but I mean, I planned to turn my camera on. It's just, I didn't want them to, like, see me talking and then realize that I'm not talking to them, because we were finishing up our music district meeting, so it all worked out. exactly why. But why would you be in a Zoom call while you're pooping, Matthew? Why? Why would you be doing that? And for those of you who are like, what are you talking about? Here's the chat right here. So that way you can look at it. For those of you who aren't in the live stream and you're watching the YouTube video of this. That's what's going on. Don't judge me. I mean, you can watch Twitch. That's perfectly fine because there's no way that it's like we're going to see you. But Zoom calls. So getting back to measure 13 here, we have 1, 2, a 3, a 4E, and a 1, 2, a 3, a 4E, and a 1, 2, a 3, a 4E, and a 1, 2, a 3, a 4E, and a. The E and is included in these dotted eighth notes. You can't miss to call, and the gods have called upon you in toilet land. Oh, goodness gracious. Just set like a fake background. Or just have it like set up and facing a door or something. I don't know. All right, this last one I've included just because it has some rests in there. So 1E, 2, and a. There's a rest, E, and a, 4, and. Now, the reason that this eighth note is an and is because this 16th rest right here is the This 16th note right here is the 3. So we have 1E, a 2, and a E, and a 4, and. 1E, a 2, and a E, and a 4, and. This right here, written, sounds like 2 eighth notes. Just sounds like 4, and, 4, and. I don't know why you would write something like this. I'm just solely doing it for the sake of when you look at it and you get the visual trick. Performance-wise, they would just give you 2 eighth notes because otherwise you're going to be dealing with craziness. So, that is that. Does anyone have any more questions about 16th notes? Or do you want more examples of 16th notes? We can kind of discuss changes that are coming in next week. What have we got? Ooh, changes. Smart Music due. Yes, there's a Smart Music due today. And then there's a new one that's in there, but that one's going to be a week and a half. So it's not going to be due till Friday. That's one of the changes that we're going to be talking about here in a second. Let's upload this. This is called 16th Note Practice. Export. There we go. Cool. That's Teams. I don't care about Teams. I want Discord. So I'm going to upload our little 16th note thing right now to Discord. Smart Music is due today, yes. So now in Smart Music, there should be a couple new assignments that are sitting there waiting for you. It depends on what you as the student have. What kind of system? Whatever system you're most comfortable with, Warrior. I can understand your little weird counting system. I can work with that. But in Smart Music starting, well, technically today it started, but it's going to be due for next Friday. Each ensemble has a different piece of music, so I'm going to post about this here in a little bit. But like, what's it called? What's what called? But like, what's it called? What's what called? my counting system. I believe that's the Eastman system. Eastman. This. I believe that's what it's called. The Eastman counting system. So starting today, each ensemble has a different thing. One of the things that we discussed as a music department is we need to make sure that you guys are at least performing. And so that we tried to pick songs that are common and can be found in multiple locations. For band, the thing that you guys have is this piece called Adrenaline Engines. Band played it a couple years ago, but it's easier than... Great Locomotive Chase, just because there's less time signature or tempo fluctuations. It just kind of cruises along. It's in Smart Music. It's really fun. There's lots of ostinatos. It's a little bit easier than stuff we've done before, or we have been doing, just because you're on your own, and so when you're working on it on your own, you know, it's a little harder. For choir, we have Baba Yet 2. You can find plenty of recordings. The J.W. Pepper thing has it. Smart Music has it. For orchestra people, you're just sticking with the Russian Sailor's Dance. And so what we're going to do is I just need you to record a take of you performing that piece by next Friday. And so in lieu of the sight reading and stuff, that's what we're going to do. Is we're going to be working on these pieces. And so next Friday you'll upload a take of that. Yeah, you're going to do for Russian Sailors music, that is going to be the orchestra. So that's for your viola warrior. That's for your viola. Clarinet's Adrenaline Engines. So, but I play my clarinet. I know, Adrenaline Engines, orchestra, viola. We gotta get you working on that viola. I know this is a different Russian Sailor's Dance. They don't have the one that I bought. I'm sorry. If you really, let me go over to J.W. Pepper. Let me go see if they have the Russian Sailor's Dance, just so that way you can keep playing it. Get my music. There's no Russian Sailor's Dance there. Oh, yes, there it is. If you really want to play Russian Sailor's Dance, the version that we have, and then record it, rhythm exercise due today, 3 due Friday. Let me look. All right. So 2 and 3, Matthew, are due today. Both the rhythm exercises were due today. The Baba Yet 2, that's due next Friday. So for those of people who haven't performed these songs before, or they're learning a new part, those are all you're going to be given a little extra half week to do that. We as a district kind of decided that we need to keep you guys playing, and we're trying to find music that's similar to what we were doing, but kind of lowers the difficulty a little bit. For Baba Yet 2, a majority of choir, everyone's returning, so it should be an easy assignment there. And it gets the foreign language piece out of the way, since I get to teach you the Italian. And Sogno de Villar is not on Smart Music. So we got that. We just recorded ourselves on Smart Music for Baba Yet 2. Yes, that's going to be due next Friday. If you want to get it done ahead of time, you can. One thing that I recommend for people... Hold on, I got to switch my accounts on Smart Music. Log out. Yes, Mr. Glenn has 2 accounts. So, when we're looking at Smart Music, and this is what your portal looks like, right? So when I see, like, I'm a band person, Adrenaline Engines, this is my thing. I'm not instantly going to just jump right in here. I'm not going to instantly just jump right in if I've never played it before. Just go find it in the music section before, so that way you're not truly sight reading. This is something that we're also discussing with the Yonker kids. Is I'm looking for adrenaline engines. Adrenaline engines. There it is. It's on page 4. If you want another, Paloma, do you know which one it is? Because I can mark it for redo. Someone else just like had one exercise run. And so I had to have them redo it. So you can find it. All of it's in here. So open it up. French horn, open it up. Just let it, like, you can practice this stuff, right? I'm testing my microphone. Cool. No, you don't have to do Baba Yetu too. That's for choir. There it goes. All right. So, the third one. Okay, Paloma. I'll go listen and I'll reassign them for you. So here we go. So if I have it, I'm going to practice this first. I'm not just going to instantly jump right into the test, right? So you can use this and practice. And it tells me if you jump straight into the assignment or not. Like, I can literally pull up all of your stuff and see how much time you're spending and what you're practicing on. So I can practice with it. I want to hear my part. I want to hear the accompaniment. I'm turning off the metronome. Oh, I can't really hear my part, but that's okay. You can practice along with it. If you want to hear your part a little stronger, you can do it that way. So utilize it with the assignments. I have it set up to where you do get a little bit of a grace period right at the start. So I'm gonna go look at my assessments. Right. So I have one pending coming up. So we're going to look at the Baba Yetu one. I'm going to start it. I am, like, it has all these. I'm going to just do the tenor solo. Right? So they're set up to where it gives you a little, yes, like where he says there's a bit of a timer. Instructions for my assignment. Cool. After clicking on the record button, you're going to, so notice it gives you the instructions right here. Make sure you read through them, please. You got 120 seconds. So it's giving you 2 minutes to look at stuff. Get ready after the study phase. It'll start and then it'll go away. I'm going to test my microphone real quick. I'm going to not annoy you with this. So it's giving me time. I'm starting to look. If you notice up here in the upper right hand corner, it's counting down. Ba Baba Yetu Yetu Liamin Mooney Yetu Yetu Amina Baba Yetu Yetu Liamin Gina Lakuele Kakuswe. Ba Baba Yetu Yetu Liamin Gina Yetu Yetu Amina Baba Yetu Yetu Liamin Gina Lakuele Kakuswe. Notice this will give you pitch when you're in the sight reading thing. You can literally click on a note and hear it. Awesome. Marco say yeah, tattoo, hey. So on, all that fun stuff. So then once it gets time, ooh, if I want to go earlier, I can click it. I want to start now. Baba yetu yetu lieminduni yetu yetu amina Baba yetu yetu liemindina la kawele tukuswe Baba yetu yetu lieminduni yetu yetu amina Baba yetu yetu liemindina la kawele tukuswe utu blue tetu tuna chupe hey no those yetu hey so this is just going to keep running in the background. Once I get all the way done at the end, make sure you hit save, and then the submit button will also be available for you there. So this is just going to keep running in the background. So then it will let you go through the different parts. Yes, I wish it had video games live for you guys, but it doesn't. So it's just going to keep running and doing all that fun stuff. We're going to mute that. So it's just going to keep recording. It was so much fun, and when I finally got the notes right, yes, I know it's epic. That's why Nick wants to bring it back. So we have that. It's just going to keep running through its thing, and then you upload it, and it'll all be good. So it's on page 17. But I recommend practicing it. I know it was super fun. I recommend practicing all that. So Adrenaline Ninjas band. Orchestra has Russian Sailors Dance. And then this is for choir. And so that's going to be due next Friday. I just need you to record yourself doing a take of it. You're not being recorded on quality. It's just I'm looking at, you've had a week and a half to practice this. Let's see what you can do on your own in a week and a half with all these tools for you. And the reason that we're wanting you to get used to smart music, right? She did get her wish. I'm trying to throw some people a bone there, Paloma. Trying to make it, entertaining. And the reason is we're looking at getting smart music for everybody going forward, just so that way we always have it. A feature that we discovered yesterday in our district meeting is I was able to upload our marching show. So once I announce the marching show, it'll be there. I am Uwu, you are Uwu. Nice thing about it is the marching show is in Smart Music right now, so you'll be able to practice it with all the extra stuff once you know what it is. So at least for a little bit you'll be able to practice the marching show with all the other parts, so that way you can get a kind of head start on it, which is a nice thing. So that's the plan there on that. It finally ended its little run here. It's uploading. Please wait. Uploading. I'm going to memorize all the different clarinet parts. Go for it. All right, I got 36%. So now that I'm here, I've finished my take. Save. I don't need that. That's the one that I want. Come on, let me hit submit. You're going to make me hear it? Cool. That's awesome. It won't let me hit submit. I'm going to save it though, just so that way I can. Now I got a file, just in case. Assessment. Why are you not letting me submit? The submit should be there. You can roll on the band. bad Discord. Oh my goodness, children. So we'll go there. The other thing is we're going to have a long-term kind of project for you guys, and I'll show that to you now. It's going to start on Monday. So it's not going to be posted until Monday. So don't freak out. Don't freak out. Where did I save it? Where did I save it? There it is. Alright. So here it is. Essentially, what you're going to do is you are going to be your own music director. And you're going to put stuff up. And you're going to make your own concert. So we're going to do that. That's going to kind of wrap things up there. So that's going to start on Monday, and that's going to run for 3 weeks. So you'll have 3 weeks to work on that one. Ooh, yes. And then I'm going to compile all of them together, and you'll be able to listen to each other's concerts. So it'll be fun. You want that as the custom color? Does anyone have any questions at all? Nah. No questions from Warrior.